Hello there. Apologies for the delay. There's been a few gremlins in the machines just getting ready. Thanks for tuning in, everybody who's here, and thanks to everybody who tuned into my last live stream. It was much appreciated and I really enjoyed it, hence the reason I'm doing this second one, and hopefully it's going to be just as much fun. I'm going to do a different bunch of songs this time to the ones I did last time. It seems only fair that those who tuned in again get to hear something different. This first song I'm going to do was written for a project of Helen's called Northern Grit. The Good, the Bad and the Greedy, about various people from northeast England and how they achieved certain things through determination. And this particular person was a guy called Joseph Skipsey, who was known as the Pitman Poet of Percy, Maine. And as a young lad, he taught himself to read and write by picking up scraps of paper as he worked as a trapper lad, opening and closing the doors for the coal wagons. Scraps of paper lying around, he taught himself to read and write, and he became an amazing poet, had an interesting life. And this song came to me in a dream, so it's called A Dream of Joseph Skipsey. Hope you like it. Cleared and a dream took flight. A Viking ship sailed into the night. Waterfalls roared down hills of pine as I held the prow in the starlight shine. With Joseph Skipsey by my side, I felt his awe as his eyes grew wide, and he turned his face with magnetic force, and I recognized a true child of the North. In a voice reared in the Northumbrian twang, he opened his heart through the songs he sang. I listened well as his stories rang to the sound of toil beneath the pit wheels' clang. His simple songs spoke clear and true of the collier lad and the strife he knew of love and loss and laughter too, with great pathos to see him through. As he watched the wee birds flying by, I saw a tear escape his eye. This sensitive soul with poetical mind in a solid body of the labouring kind. He spoke of happy childhood days when he was wrapped in nature's ways. From this rustic bard, lilting words did flow of the robin, the finch, and the mighty crow. His simple songs from nature grew to praise the glory and wondrous hue of the thistle and the nettle, many flowers too, butterflies, moths, and the morning dew. With his thirst for knowledge driving him on, likewise his fondness for music and song, he would labor long hours in his room, just like he'd done in the darkling gloom. was a mirror through which he gazed with the seer's skill into clearer days. And when I awoke in the daylight's glare, I still felt his spirit standing there. His simple songs spoke to me and told me of a destiny rich in hope and running free down untrod paths we rarely see. Thank you. I think just have a bit of adjustment there. Great, thanks very much. Hope you like that one. That was a dream of Joseph Skipsey. He is one that I'm not used to doing, so let's see how we get on with this. It's another one about Joseph Skipsey. I actually wrote about four songs about this guy, and wrote some music to a couple of his poems. There was the original plan was to put out an EP about Joseph Skipsey, which still hasn't happened, but some of the songs might end up on one or two of my next albums. This one is called Unlocked Gate. It's a bit more up-tempo, a bit more jolly. And it tells the story of all the different opportunities he had, including working as the caretaker at Shakespeare's house. He was given lots of good opportunities to get away from the mines where he'd worked all his life, but he just kept getting pulled back. But he couldn't let go of, well, I suppose what his life was, and this is kind of about that, really. Unlocked Gate. The trapper lad from Percy, Maine, with an inward eye and an outward flame, but a restless soul no books could tame, who rose up from the ground. And he burst forth like an outcast flower, seizing on his lucky hour, but his poetry poured like an endless shower on nature to expound. Straight from the heart to the heart, his words more keen than a piercing dart, from weeping mothers torn apart, like he was one way bound. As the big pit wheel kept turning through these years of toil and learning, he found that he was earning freedom from his fate. But the coal fire's burning, he found his stomach churning, and his mind he kept returning back through life's unlocked gate. In the dusty books upon the shelves of the Lytton Phil, where a deep mind delves into the corners of ourselves, where no voice can be heard. He buried his head and he set his mask, while he struggled to rise up to the task, to advise the borrowers who came to ask upon the written words. He returned to the mines till another chance came, but upon his work was not the same. So another branch burned, but who life kept turning, through the chances he kept spurning. His heart was ever yearning to be back where he might belong. For he'd grown more discerning on all matters concerning what keeps the pages turning through the circle of life's song. I've gazed upon wonders of mountains and lakes, and I've marvelled at the designs of stars and snowflakes, delighted in wandering by farms and by streams. I've scrambled up hills where sunlight streams. I've pondered the mysteries of a life beyond. To many questions I felt the need to respond. I've been vocal in social circles, but then retreated to solitude with me books and me pen. Onward now to Shakespeare's abode, but this humble man bore a heavy load of the patronage and the favours owed for a life that did not suit. A poet's paradise for sure, for the bores he had to endure. Even the garden held no allure for one who could not take root. He listened to his inner harp. His gifted mind was shrewd and sharp. His instinct led past cliff and scar, not for him the easy route. The carriage wheels kept turning towards the home fires burning, and all for his years of learning he found he had no fear. For the chances he was spurning, for the bridges he was burning, the circle had ceased turning, and he was finally happy here. There you go, dream of... No, unlock gate. Right. I'm trying to do some songs that have a kind of positive slant tonight. Positivity. And looking forward to better things, really. This is called I Can and I Will, and it's a song about a woman that some of you might have heard of, called Catherine Cookson, a famous author from County Durham, and all the trials that she suffered in her life and overcame, like finding out she was illegitimate, going through several miscarriages and long periods of depression, and she had to overcome a lot of personal tragedy, and the song's called I Can and I Will because that was something that's a quote directly from her. And she said the word impossible is black. She believed everything was possible. She was very, very much somebody to take inspiration from, so hopefully this song kind of captures that sense of inspiration. I Can and I Will. There's wind in the chimney, there's broth in the pan. I remember the days when Kate and me ran. Let's race the moon as fast as we can. I said, I can and I will. Counting the letters through the laughter and fights, reading away in the fading light, hoping that I could make it all right. I said, I can and I will. The word impossible is the colour of black. I can and I will, and I'll never look back. Like a flame of gold, I'll burst down the track, because I can and I will. Carrying the grey hen, carrying the shame, an illegitimate child, bruised by self-blame. But I'll rise above and take me name, because I can and I will. 70 pennies, not taking the tram. It's a long way to walk, but who gives a damn? I would rather walk than be an also-ran, because I can and I will. The word impossible is the colour of black. I can and I will, and I'll never look back. Like a flame of gold, I'll run down the track, because I can and I will. Beautiful eggs failing to hatch, from such loss and such pain I could never detach. But I'll banish depression right off of me patch, because I can and I will. They fried me brain and they scrambled me mind, leaving nothing but panic behind. But I will gain strength from what I can find. I said, I can and I will. The word impossible is the colour of black. I can and I will, and I'll never look back. Like a flame of gold, I'll burst down the track, because I can and I will. Reading poetry and fairy tales, a prince will come to take me away, to make me a lady if I show him the way. I said, I can and I will. I'll put my experiences down on the page, and all my characters will inhabit a stage of love and loss, and laughter and rage, because I can and I will. The word impossible is the colour of black. I can and I will, and I'll never look back. Like a flame of gold, I'll burst down the track, toss I can and I will. I can and I will. Thank you. Right, the next song I'm doing I've never ever sung before. It's the first time this one's ever been heard in public. And I'm doing it especially for Helen, because I know she likes it. I said, should I do this one? She said, oh yes please. And it was inspired by a project that I wrote this song for a project about the wooden dollies of North Shales. And the wooden dollies, they were originally like figureheads at the prows of ships. And well, the first one was from the prow of a ship, and the ship was captured by pirates, and this particular dolly was sort of ransomed off as part of the plunder, and it stood as a statue at the harbour in North Shales, and the sailors would come and carve bits off it for luck. So that was kind of what inspired this song, which is kind of a bit dark, but in certain ways. Wooden Dolly. My life on a collier brig, strapped to the prow as part of the rig. I coughed and I spluttered in the wake of the spray, until I was ransomed for a pirate's pay, long ago back in the day. Then they sent me to keep a watch on the time, gazing across the North Sea for a sign. They came from their shielings, a saviour to greet, and their penknives to slice me like a piece of raw meat, from my scalp to my flanks to my feet. They took a piece of me here, a piece of me there, a piece from the locks of my long flowing hair, and though my heart was made of wood, I loved them all like a mother should, for they were my flesh and my blood. They were my flesh and my blood. Well, my feet would be wings to carry them forth to safety when storms came in from the north. My bosom was a pillow on which they could rest. My arms were protection against any test, and my lips, when kissed, would be blessed. But there were many who did not like me. They tortured and raped me for all to see. They choked me, they groped me, they tied my hands and my feet, and like a piece of dry timber dragged me through my streets, till my ruin was complete. They took a piece from me here, a piece of me there, and a piece from the locks of my long flowing hair. And though my heart was made of wood, I loved them all like a mother should, for they were my flesh and my blood. Yes, they were my flesh and my blood. of me, just a memory drifting on the breeze or the sea. But my younger sisters now stand in my stead, how fishwives burdened, but each with a raised head, with baskets and bonnets for a fine dress of bright red. They took a piece of me here, a piece of me there, and a piece from the locks of my long flowing hair, hoping that luck on a voyage to cling, just a splinter, a sliver, a tiny thing, there's handful of fortune to bring. A piece of me here, a piece of me there, a piece from the locks of my long flowing hair. And though my heart was made of wood, I loved them all like a mother should, for they were my flesh and my blood, and they were my flesh and my blood. Dolly. So yeah, that was for Helen, that one, and this one was inspired by me and Helen, this particular song, and yeah, it's just kind of I'm playing this one tonight because obviously we're all looking forward to better things next year, and you never know what's around the corner, and our lives changed when we sort of met, and we've struggled through a lot, but next year is going to be a much better year. We're confident of that. Like most people, for various reasons, we've had a pretty shitty year, and we're looking forward to the next one. So this is called Two Artists. Met in their youthful days as the leaves of chance were falling. In their fledgling state, each sought to fly as they followed each respective calling. Now years passed by, each struggled and strived, many visions soared, many glories died, but neither one knew of the other's trials as their paths stretched far and wide. In time they met again and mixed their paths to flow as one. Two songbirds sang, two voices rang as a single symphony was born. Now they create a masterpiece great in the strength of joy and unity combined. If you trust in fate, it's never too late, true destiny to find. Thank you. How are we doing for time? What time is it? Can't even say. What time is it, Helen? Do you know?
7:45.
Right, maybe time for a couple more. I'm going to take the plunge now and do a song that I've just written actually, so I don't know how it's going to sound, just some words I needed to get out today. Yeah, this one's been written today actually, yeah, something I needed to get out. Sound of mournful rain, I feel the world cry out in pain as the fading light flickers in vain, and I know I'll not see you again. There are words left unsaid, deeds unresolved as wounds have bled. Now let those thoughts be put to bed, and glasses raised while tears are shed. For into legend you have flown, borne on wings that gently mourn. Through the fabric fair is neatly sewn of stories that all time may own. Though in this world you'll sing no more, nor walk the paths that you adored, I see you on another shore where there is peace forevermore. Pluck the harp and sound the drum, let heavenly voices join as one. Sweet birds chorus, pure and strong, for the hearts you touched through the power of song. Right, one more, because I know I started a bit late, but I think that's about 45 minutes anyway, isn't it? Is that about 45 minutes? This is a jolly one to finish on, I hope. This is called New Horizons. It's a song I wrote a couple of years ago, and it was kind of about dealing with struggle, overcoming struggle of various kinds, and I didn't really find a place for the song. I didn't know whether it was something that was ever going to get used, or but it seems quite a good one to do now, as we're hopefully coming out of the worst of this year and looking forward to next year, and hopefully we've all got some new horizons to look forward to. Thanks to everybody for tuning in again and listening. I hope that you've enjoyed it. Please feel free to tip if you so wish, or buy merchandise from a Bandcamp store. It all helps, and it'll help go towards my next album. But no obligation or anything, obviously. Yeah, is anything else to say, Helen? I said it all.
You say whatever you like, love.
Helen, say you're offering support as always, and yeah, next year, that's what we're all looking forward to. So this is kind of, yeah, about that really. Many are the years since last we came this way, and many are the scars we now are bearing. Many the mistakes through the many rivers crossed, yet better now the seas that we are daring. You haven't seen the best of us, we've plenty more to give. We're coming back wiser and stronger, and the lessons of the past are sewn into our wings, where the list of our dreams grows ever longer. So lift up your eyes to the never-ending skies and marvel at the splendor shining down. For all the cries that lead to a new sunrise, and never let the bastards grind you down. Some have lost the luck, and some have lost their way, but we've never lost sight of the goals we're chasing. We've never lost our fight, and we've learned no more to fear the height of the mountains we are facing. So open up your ears to the sound no one else hears. It's the sound of pioneers bound for glory. Take the shackles of your fears and drown them in your beers, and drink away every untold story. We've unfinished business in our hearts, and unfulfilled goals inside our heads. Never let it be said that we left it all for dead. Unfurl the sails and ready the supplies, and point us off towards a new adventure. With the sun at our backs and new horizons up ahead, there's not a single road that we won't venture. So breathe in the air, embrace the wonder everywhere. There's a laughter on the breeze that's going to conquer all the put-downs and the doubts that are flying all about. For you've a spirit they can never anchor. Now raise up your voice to every future choice that took its time, for your time's now coming round. And the t-shirt's yours to own, you need never feel alone. So never let the bastards grind you down. No, never let the bastards grind you down. Never let the bastards grind you down. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thanks for listening. I hope you all have a nice Christmas, a decent Christmas under the circumstances, and all the best for the new year. Hope next year's a good one. Cheers, thank you, good night.